Round one, fight!
What's going on, BW Sports One World? It is your boy DaLion, and we are back for another shotgun segment of Combat Zone. That's right. And it is always brought to you by Elite Performance, 765-499-1005. Check the new website out at eliteptindy.com. Without further ado, we have another wonderful interview from an awesome BKFC fighter. That's right. The man, the myth, the legend to be, the juggernaut, Ryan Jones. What is going on, my brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm living life. I'm back from vacation. I'm getting caught up on all the drama and all the hype that I've missed over last week. But we are finally here to Fight Week. BKFC invades Birmingham, Alabama.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? I mean, it's been a little bit. We've talked a couple times. Is my mic okay? I just want to make sure for Eric Thompson, my mic's working okay.
I think I hear you, bro. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm glad my mic works. Just making sure. So, Ryan, back to the ring we go. Right about after a little over 30 days from the last fight. You had just a nick, a little scratch to fix, and we're back at it, man. You're going up against Robert Washington, and you're moving up on the events on the event ladder, I should say. You know, you started off as the early prelim. Now you're into the prelims, and I guarantee after this fight, yes, folks, I'm guaranteeing it, you'll see him on the main card, I believe.
Yeah, I think they said the 4 fights, the first fight on pay-per-view. I'm not real sure how that works. Either way, man, I'm going to go in there and fight like I normally would. You know, whether there's a crowd on me, there's not a crowd on me. You're stepping in there to get your ass whooped, you know.
Usually that's what happens when people go toe-to-toe and toe that line, right?
That's right.
Somebody does at least one person. Not necessarily both all the time, but usually it ends up to being at least one of them.
Oh, yeah.
So real quick, without further ado, congratulations again on the signing at GOAT Combat Agency and the signing of the 3-fight BKFC contract.
Yeah, man, that to me was pretty surreal. You know, I thought the fight I had was going to be like a 1-fight opportunity, and then that'd be the end of it. Especially with how that fight kind of went, it was kind of awkward. So I'm like, well, maybe they're not ever going to bring me back. But for them to be like, no, we want to give you a 3-fight deal, I was like just shocked by it. And I was like, all right, I'm going to let that be known.
Now, I got to ask one question. Is it because of the power in the American flag trunks that you wore? Or what? What is the deal?
I don't know. I felt as big as them trunks were on me, because them trunks. Let's just be honest, man. Them suckers swallowed me, and then I had some bulletproof diaper on underneath, so it just didn't look right at all. Totally not gonna have that problem this fight. But maybe the American flag trunks was just a blessing. You know, good old USA.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you know, when Quentin Henry, which is your training partner, gives you something to wear, I would take it too in your debut, especially.
Oh yeah, just not wearing the same cup. Other than that, we're good.
That's a good point. Good point. Mouthpiece and cup got to be personal.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I know, going back to kind of your first fight against Thompson, you know, you didn't have much of a fight camp really. You know, you were just ready to roll. Now you've had the time in. Now it was a couple weeks ago that the fight was actually concreted in stone, but you've been really evolving in your training. How has the training camp been going thus far in this time around rather than your debut fight?
Well, see, I was a total fat ass before, before I got the notification that I could fight for that last fight. I was like 210, 215 pounds of just, a sack of potatoes. So my whole training for that was just to lose weight. And now that I got my weight down, I'm actually leaner now than I was the last fight. And so I'm better shape, and it's been more focused on actually training for a bare knuckle fight instead of just whipping me into shape.
There you go. There you go. So you're actually getting in, the sparring, the conditioning, the cardio, and all that jazz. I like hearing that. I do understand completely what you're saying, that you go into a fight, especially your first debut fight in the organization and bare knuckle, kind of going in, I don't want to say nervous, but more novice, just because you haven't been in that ring. You've been in others, but you have not been in that ring. Now that kind of nervousness and reaction is done over with. The hype in this second one, where do you, obviously this week, is fight week. The training is kind of dialed down more so, just making sure you're hydrated, you're healthy, you're staying focused and all that. What is the biggest difference, I should guess, between your opponents from Eric Thompson and Robert Washington, other than you're not going to poke this guy in the eye several times, right?
Yeah,
because that's what supposedly happened last fight.
No eye pokes, and I think they're gonna check the floor to make sure it's not ice on it or something before we get out in the ring. If so, I'm gonna wear ice skates to fight if I got to.
There you go.
But the guy I'm fighting this time, I haven't looked up anything on him. I don't know. I decided, you know what? I just see how it goes. I didn't want to psych myself out, be a mental battle before I ever get in there. So I'm gonna go in there and fight him like it was someone approaching me, and I got to protect myself outside in the parking lot. So, and if someone did that, that's a bad day for them. So, I'm just gonna go in there and fight him like I had to fight with my life depending on it.
Well, you made a good scenario there. You don't really know. You haven't really watched, much of his fights and all this, that, and the other. Is that the advantage fighting in a bare knuckle match such as BKFC compared to like an MMA fight where you have to, you go to the ground, you do the clinch, you watch what they're better at? This is all stand up, all boxing. What's the difference in your aspect?
It's a fist fight. You're going in there and you're fist fighting. It's I don't have to worry about you shooting and taking me down. I don't have to worry about you hugging me and constantly hugging me. I know that ref's going to separate it. So, really all I got to know is that I could take a punch, be faster than you, hit harder than you. And, if I could tell how good of a striker you are within the first 10 seconds of you starting to throw punches. So if I can tell you're a real technical boxer, then I'm going to start trying to be smart with you. If I feel like you're absolute garbage, I'm going to put you down.
Where do you think this is going to go? I know you said you don't know much of them, but I want to hear it from your voice.
All right. So there's this thing going around. I made a comment in one of these other interviews where I was like, well, if I think I'm going to put him down in the first, I'm going to give a thumbs up during the first round. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to put him down. And if I don't feel like it, I'm just not going to do it. And that apparently stuck. And so now it's like that whole Conor McGregor prediction type thing going on. So I feel like I done stuck my foot in my mouth on that one. So I'm probably going to end up having to do that during the fight. I honestly feel like with everything I've had going on lately, I'm going to be like a goddamn wrecking ball, and he's going to go down in the first.
I can see, and this is what a lot of people outside the fighting industry don't realize. When there are things in your personal life and there's things in your day-to-day life that go on that kind of throw curveballs at you within your training, within your mindset, being fight week and all this, it sets a tone mentally for true true fighters and true warriors to put that in their mind at the forefront, and when they step in the ring, in the cage, or whatever their realm is, it's blasted out, it's unleashed, it's all no holds barred.
Yeah, that's happening Friday. I'm not gonna talk shit. My opponent might be tough as hell, and he might last the whole storm that I'm gonna try to put out. So I can't talk crap about my opponent. I'm only gonna be able to talk about what I can do. I know that. Yeah, I've dealt with some personal stuff going on and stuff, and that's just gonna channel through me, and I'm just gonna be like a hurricane. I don't feel like it's gonna be pretty for the other person.
And that should happen to true warriors, like I said. And you, sir, are one of those true warriors. Now, we're not going to get involved in the talk on the personal aspect, because that's your life. That's not ours. That's yours. What I would like to ask is, you've been around the BKFC. You've been around the organization now for a little bit. You've obviously, before you stepped foot in the ring, you were kind of around it with Quentin and your teammates and your training partners and all that. There's a sense in the public eye that BKFC is trying to seem like the WWE, kind of give the drama up and all that. I'm not necessarily saying that you want to involve yourself in all the drama, because like you said, you make one comment and it goes, 100,000 people hear it really quick and twist it to whatever way they want to.
Yeah.
But in your experience with fighting in general, do you see that happening with the current, with your BKFC status? Do you see it? Did you see it happening before? Do you see it, evolving into that? What are your thoughts on that?
Man, I get it's a business. I understand it's pretty much in every fight organization, at least to some degree. They use WWE as a reference because that's what that's the blueprint of it. That's what they do to market themselves, and that's been successful for decades apparently. So these fight organizations, I feel, use it to, market to all kinds of crowds who like the drama and stuff. Because you got your hardcore fan base who just loves to see the fights. And then you got the casual fans who are like, well, I want to see who wins between the beef between those two guys. Mm-hmm. And so I get the marketing aspect of it. I don't think I will be their top seller at that. I just don't. I don't think I'm going to be the guy that's going to be able to cut the great promos and talk all the shit. I'll just be the guy that's quiet, comes in there and fights, and they're like, "Who's this quiet dude beating the hell out of everybody?" And then the guy that was talking shit is laid asleep. So that's gonna be me.
Well, I can't wait to see that.
I do feel like, to your question though, I do feel like that's taking over a lot of every industry.
Do you see that being a hinder or an asset going forward? I'm coming with the crazy questions.
Yeah,
that's
a good question. As an asset for the promotion of the sport, I think it's going to be great because people like drama, people like watching stuff like that. So I think, as far as it growing popularity, I think it's you got to market to everybody. You got to market to every type of fan that you can get. So as far as it drawing a bigger crowd, I think it will work.
Now let's kind of talk about the steps that you had to go through to get where you're at now. Right. You went through the first tryout, I believe, wasn't it? The first one in Philadelphia.
Very first tryout.
Okay. And you previously, had you known, Quentin or any of your teammates at that point?
I knew Quentin, but he was not involved with bare knuckle at that time. This was over 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I think bare knuckle was still like just like it was fresh. And so Quentin at that time wasn't even involved with bare knuckle. And in fact, it was with his fight with Bubba Marlboro. Then I was like, wait, he got in there. I wanted to be in there. How'd he do that? So after I started talking to him, I started training with him, and that's what got me in the show, I think, is the fact that I tried out and the fact that, I had a good coach pushing for me.
I agree. Definitely. Giving yourself that exposure in a tryout and having someone backing you, is his status. That's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, for sure.
So how bad does he beat you up in training?
Man,
Or how bad do you beat him up in training?
Quentin can't touch me. I whoop that ass all day long.
There's the soundbite.
Yeah, make a clip of that, and then you can make that a ringtone. No, I'm just kidding, man. Now Quentin is an animal for sure, and I think where I'm quicker, I'm not much quicker though. He's fast for as big as he is. He's still got a little bit better technique to me because he's corrected me on a lot of things, and he hits definitely harder for sure. So he whoops up on me pretty good. Because you don't expect a guy that big to move that fast either. So to me, it's the best thing I could ask for because me beating up on guys that aren't to even my level doesn't benefit me any. But to spar with guys that I feel are just as good or better, that's what's pushing me. So yeah, he whooped up on me pretty good.
Well, I recorded that soundbite right there. I'm gonna bring it out saying, "Hey, Quentin, your teammate saying he's whooping your ass in practice."
I'm sure he'll see this podcast sometime later.
I'll make sure to tag him for you.
Go for it.
Now, there's obviously been some talks lately with management teams and the bare knuckle scene and all that. You are with I would say one of the elite agencies, management teams out there that I've ran across so far in GOAT Combat Agency. What can you say that not necessarily, helped you get with him, but what brought your attention? What caught your eye? What made you realize that, yes, GOAT is the team for Ryan Jones?
Man, when I started training with Quentin, I came in late to help Quentin. I came in real late to help him train for that Lieben fight. I wish I would have came a lot sooner because, I'm a southpaw and Lieben was a southpaw. But anyway, that's a different story for a different day. When I started coming to help Quentin and I started, seeing what his life was like with, a manager, because I never had no manager or anything like that. And I saw everything that they were doing for him and his life and all that. I was like, I want that. That's pretty cool. And then getting to know the guys and all that and how great they were and like they look at you like family. I was like, I want to be involved with that. So when they threw me that shirt in that last fight, man, I was like, yeah, I definitely was happy about it.
Well, we all definitely saw the enthusiasm and excitement when you got that shirt at the end. That was great. And, I know we've talked since, but I want to congratulate you again for getting both of those contracts with your management team at GOAT and with the BKFC. I believe it's a 3-fight deal, correct?
Yeah, 3-fight deal.
Okay. So all you're going to do now is move up that ladder. Now, obviously, you don't want to look past your opponent this week because we are on fight week.
Yeah, exactly.
But I got to ask because it's my job. After your hand is raised this Friday night, who are you gunning for in your mind?
Chris Lytle.
Bingo. There you go. Go all out or go none.
Well, I've actually already said it, too, and I've already told him. I've talked to Chris Lytle and told him I'd love to fight him. There's an article written about me where, he's my dream fight, right? And it's no disrespect at all. I met Chris Lytle at the tryouts 2 years ago, and he was like, a guy who could probably mop the floor of anybody in the room. Was the most nicest, humble person I ever met. He gave me pointers, talked to me, and all that, right? And those stuck to me. Those been in my head ever since. And every time we've talked, he's always been the most genuine dude. I was a big fan of him in the UFC. I've watched his bare knuckle fights. Think he's phenomenal. He always comes to bring it. I know he's climbing in age, so he might not ever take that fight. But if that dude ever came out of retirement to accept a fight with me, the kid with the dream fighting the legend, to me, it would be cool. And I would give it hell, dude. I truly would. I'd fight until I was just dead if I had to. Whether he whooped my ass all 5 rounds, knocked me out in the first, or I gave him a hell of a fight. I think either way, that's my dream fight right there.
Well, Chris only lives about 20 minutes away from me, so I'm going to go sit at his house and lobby for that fight. Lobby for him to get back in the ring just one more time so we can all see it.
One more time, man. If he just came out one more time, I'm not sitting there saying I'd beat the hell out of Chris. That's stupid to even say. I'd give it hell, and if I won, cool. If I gave that dude a good fight, like it's like, all right, one last hurrah for me before I leave, I would feel like I honored his career, and I feel like I lived a dream. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's my dream fight.
Now, you said that Chris gave you a lot of pointers and a lot of things stuck in your mind. What was the number one tip that you got from Chris Lytle that has constantly been on the top of your memory?
Well, hell, he just told it to me a couple weeks ago. Actually, like a week after my last fight with Eric. He said I did well. He says I need to work more on movement and not stand in front of him eating punches. So,
well, honestly, you would have eaten a lot of more punches if he would have been on his feet, maybe. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's for sure. And so, but he told me work on movement, work on angles, and just basically, keep your punches crisp. Always, stay on the technique. And we all know his technique is superb for sure. So, just taking any type of advice from a guy like that, you got to take it serious.
Yep, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I got a couple new rapid knockout questions this time around. We're not talking about favorite food. Question number one is favorite vacation spot.
It's about to be Disney when I take my baby girl, but
there you go.
I was in Bali, Indonesia for like 4 months one time, and that was phenomenal. Love Bali.
Really? Okay.
Great.
All right.
Place, beautiful.
All right. Roller coasters or haunted houses?
Roller coasters.
Favorite roller coaster that you've been on?
What was it? The Batman or something like that? I can't remember what it was.
Was it Kings Island?
Hey, it was at Six Flags years ago, man. Okay. Speaking of a haunted house, though, I gotta tell you a funny story.
Oh, let's hear it.
All right, so I've been through so many haunted houses, throughout my years. I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Well, my buddies talked me into going to one in Hot Springs, Arkansas, I think. And we go, and I'm walking through it, and I'm kind of bored, just like, all right, whatever. You see them coming a mile away. You know what's coming. And all of a sudden, this creepy little sucker, it was a clown. And I don't do clowns too much. So if my opponent was a clown, I probably would tap out right then. But this dang sucker right here apparently crawled. Never saw him. He was crawling right at my ankles and never saw him. And I'm looking this way. All of a sudden, he pops up right beside me. And I turned around. I see him, and I hit him. Right? I didn't mean it. Just freaked me out. And bam, I nailed him. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm so bad. I felt so bad. And so he broke character because I was like, oh, man, I'm sorry. He's like, get off of me. And he broke character, and he left, right? So the rest of the way through the haunted house, I'm worried about getting, like, just snuck by this guy through a dark alley in one of these tunnels or something. I'm like, hey, he's about to come and hit me. And so then from that point on, I was kind of nervous the rest of the whole haunted house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to lead to my last question then, because I'm making these questions up as I go because they sound so good. But this one right here may take the cake. And it's kind of going towards this. Your favorite wrestler is obviously not Doink the Clown.
No.
So who is your favorite scary horror movie character out of all of them?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm such a chicken with horror movies. I wasn't a fan. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The It movie, I'm such a chicken. The It movie, I'm such a chicken. I kept my hall light on when I went to bed at night just because I was freaked out for like a month.
And folks, he just saw that last month.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I don't know. Is this something about a clown? But let me see. Favorite one, Jason. I think
Okay.
I think Jason was kind of cool.
Why would you pick? I gotta ask. Why would you pick Jason over all the others?
Because he's quiet, man. He just comes to kill you.
Like you said, silent assassin.
The silent killer, man. He doesn't do all that just crazy crap. He just comes to kill you. So,
Yeah.
I like that, and not only that, but his killing style is not so bizarre to where it's unrealistic to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
I don't do all those Exorcist movies and all that because then I wouldn't sleep, and I like my sleep.
I don't blame you. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I watched the original Halloween movie, I was about 9 or 10 years old. I slept on my parents' floor in their bedroom that night because Michael Myers is overall my number one pick, my brother's number one pick. It scared the shit. Done.
I wouldn't have slept on the floor. I'd have slept on top of them. I'm telling you. All right. I'm gonna put this out there. I don't care. I'll be the most honest person about it. You can put me in the ring with anybody. Won't care one bit. I'll fight them. If I can't hit it or I can't outrun it, I don't want to deal with it. And all that spiritual mumbo jumbo ghosts and all that. No, I'm the biggest chicken. You ain't getting me in there.
Well, folks, you're going to see a graphic come out by BW Sports 1. It's going to be Ryan Jones versus Pennywise.
I swear, man, I'm telling you.
I'll make sure to send it to you personal so nobody else sees it.
That's messed up, bro.
Hey, it's kind of like I was doing a couple weeks ago. People open doors for me to realize, I thought now that's where I can go.
Yeah. Vince is gonna hit me up like, hey man, you want to do this podcast? Man, screw that guy.
Next time you come on, sir, I will make sure to wear my clown mask just for you.
If I pop up on this screen and you're on a clown, I'm hanging up. I swear, hanging up. Shortest podcast ever. I'm out.
Hey, I got to make records somehow.
Oh, yeah, you did it. I ain't gonna lie. Now I got to go. Never mind. I ain't gonna take that.
He's got to go check the closets, folks.
I swear, man, I'm in my house right now, and I'm just like, I don't know what it is. Something about that kind of stuff just messes me up, dude. I don't know, man. Can't.
Well, I guarantee come this Friday in Birmingham, Alabama, April 30th, this man right here will not be seeing ghosts. He will not be a chicken shit like he is when he watches a horror movie. He will be ready to battle and beat some ass. Ryan Juggernaut Jones, it is your floor, sir. Who do you give them shout outs to?
Man, I want to give shout outs to everybody, actually. Whether you love me or hate me, I just want to say thank y'all, for at least booing me or cheering me. Everybody in West Monroe, Louisiana, I love y'all. I want to thank 5 Star Nutrition. Y'all are great. Goat Combat, man. They, Vince and Scott and all of my team, man, they're great guys. Quentin, everybody at Hero Fit, my family, God, and my daughter, bro. She's my rock star. And I'm ready to put on a show Friday. Y'all see.
Well, I cannot wait to see you again in that ring, brother. I can't wait to have you back on here after your hand is raised this Friday night. Everybody, check him out. Ryan the Juggernaut Jones. You do have a Facebook page, a fan page, correct?
Yes,
the
sir.
Juggernaut.
Ryan the Juggernaut. I got to change that picture, man. Them shorts look terrible on me.
Well, folks, we'll make sure to give him a new profile pic of him in a clown outfit. Got it coming. I can't wait for this.
Oh, Lord. I love you, man.
Hey, much love to you, brother. Thank you for joining me again on Combat Zone. You're always more than welcome here. And again, I can't wait to see your hand raised and get you back on here shortly after that.
Man, thanks for having me, brother.
No problem. Anytime as well. As always, BWSports1.com for all the happenings. That guy right there is Goat Combat Agency's Ryan the Juggernaut Jones. This is DaLion, and you are being knocked out with some Combat Zone. And until next time, we will see you then.